We're getting ready to, we're ready to begin the show here. If I could have your attention, thank you. As you look around the room, I'm sure you can imagine a program of this scale takes many hands to produce and the support of several important institutions to pull it off. And so we are pleased once again to have the support of several area businesses who consider leadership excellence and specifically women leadership from our community worthy of elevating and celebrating. So let me thank our sponsors, and they're up on the screen here. Our presenting sponsors are Health New England and Nicholls College, and our supporting sponsors are the Southbridge Credit Union, Revelation Productions, and the Women's Initiative of the United Way of Central Mass. Please give them all a hand for helping make this a wonderful event. Wow, we clapped right through that dish drop over there. Lovely. Yeah, perfect timing. So I'm going to invite someone from our presenting sponsors, a representative, to come up and share a few comments and thoughts. And from Health New England, I'd like to invite up Ashley Allen, Vice President of Marketing and Sales. Ashley.
Good afternoon. This is a very impressive group of primarily women. Usually when you go to these types of functions, they're a little more mixed, so it's nice to see so many smiling female faces in the crowd. On behalf of Health New England, I want to welcome all of you to this very exciting event. I'm thrilled to be here today to celebrate the achievements of 6 incredible women chosen to receive the Worcester Business Journal's Outstanding Women in Business Award. The value of women's leaders in business is something that I care deeply about, and I'm proud to work for a company that also cares deeply about that. We have a number of women in leadership roles. In fact, our CEO, Maura McCaffrey, is one of 2 female CEOs of management care companies here in Massachusetts. And we have other female leaders who are part of our senior leadership team. Dr. Lori Jean Turco, our Chief Medical Officer, and our Chief Talent Officer, Amy Trombley. Our honorees here today exemplify the important role women play to continue leadership in our business community. Why, may you ask, is it important to have women in leadership roles? They make the transition away from business as usual. Women take responsibility for tackling issues that typically aren't popular in today's business environment. Issues such as gender equality, poverty, education, children, childcare, climate change, and that brings a different dimension of inclusion into the business world. And for women to create change, they need to be in powers of position and influence in the business world. There's a saying that says, "This long way we've come is just the beginning." So if you look at America, we still lag behind when it comes to representation in leadership positions. We're now at 6.4% of CEOs at Fortune 500 companies. That's about 32 out of 500. And it's the highest number of female CEOs in the 63-year history of the Fortune 500. Women represent 8% of top earners today, and they represent 14% of all executive officers. If we step back for a minute and look at history, we see a number of remarkable women who've helped pave the way for today's business leaders. Anna Bissell, as an example, 1889 was the first ever female CEO of an American company, the Bissell Sweeper Company. It's a little ironic, don't you think? But she grew this company into an international dominant market position, and she was the first entrepreneur to provide her employees with pension plans and workers' compensation. So you see how this idea that women tackle issues from the very beginning that haven't been otherwise tackled. And I know you've all heard of the Fortune 500, so if we fast forward to 1972, so 1889, we have our first female CEO. 1972, Katharine Graham became the first American woman CEO of a Fortune 500 company when she took over the Washington Post. Another great achievement, and kind of just interesting fact, is in the 1988, Ronald Reagan signed legislation that said that financial institutions could no longer require a male relative be a cosigner for a women's business loan. 1988. How far we've come. In July of 2009, history was made once again when Ursula Burns, America's first African-American female, became CEO of Xerox, a Fortune 500 company. So 2009. And Ursula gives us a great advice. She said, I learned from my mother that if you have a chance to speak, you should speak. And if you have an opinion, you should make it known. So these women before us and the women here today will continue to shape the business world in which we work. You are role models for all of us here today. Congratulations to the awardees today. We're proud of your tremendous accomplishments and contribution to the business environment. And I'll close by sharing a quote that I think sums it up from Ann Richards, the former governor of Texas. Some of you may know this one. It says, after all, Ginger Rogers did everything that Fred Astaire did. She just did it backwards in high heels.
Thank you, Ashley. That was a great history. Terrific. And next, I'd like to invite up Dr. Susan West Enkelmeyer, the president of Nicholls College.
Thanks, Peter. And again, congratulations to the 6 amazing women today that we are recognizing, as well as the other 100+ amazing women and few token males that are in the room. All of you who are being honored today have achieved professional success and are truly remarkable in so many ways, from being the first in your family to attend college, to launching your own firms, and running businesses in primarily male-dominated fields. Incredible. I want to acknowledge Mr. Peter Stanton, publisher of the Worcester Business Journal, for always hosting such powerful and impactful events that recognize and celebrate leadership in Central Massachusetts. Nicholls believes in investing in leadership. Our mission is to transform today's students into tomorrow's leaders. For adult learners, Nicholls offers bachelor's degrees and 4 graduate degrees, an MBA, a Master of Science in Organizational Leadership, a Master of Science in Accounting, and our newest program that's getting a lot of attention is the Master of Science in Counterterrorism. All of these programs have required leadership and professional development courses. We also offer a variety of certificate programs for professional development. In the last few years, we've put a particular focus on developing our women students through special programming with the Institute for Women's Leadership. And we have some of our female students here today. Give a shout out. Thank you. Some of the things we offer our students include things like negotiation workshops, lean-in discussion circles, trips to New York City to meet and network with female executives, and the list goes on. The IWL is also part of our spring conference, Empowering Women in Business. I hope to see many of you there this year. Earlier this year, we released the 2nd Massachusetts Women's Leadership Index. In the inaugural index that was published in 2015, Massachusetts earned a failing grade on the proportion of women in leadership roles across a broad range of business, government, and education sectors. Unfortunately, in the 2017 edition, the Commonwealth again earned a failing grade. It had improved slightly, but we still have so much work to do to approach gender and pay equity. I would like to close with a quote from Marissa Mayer, former CEO of Yahoo and a long-term executive at Google. I always did something I was a little not ready to do. I think that's how you grow. When there's that moment of, wow, I'm not really sure I can do this, and you push through those moments, that's when you have a breakthrough. You, the 2017 Outstanding Women in Business, embody the concept of pushing through those uncertain moments. We've read about that in your backgrounds. You've taken chances, and you've built amazing personal and professional lives. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Susan. So I get to introduce the keynote speaker, then this token male will be having a seat down there. Okay, Maria Milagros Vasquez is an author and founder of her own company, which offers empowerment coaching. She is a regular public speaker, conductor of workshops, leadership trainer, and life coach who has also used videos, dance, and storytelling to encourage her audience and clients to become more empowered and live amazing lives. She knows from experience that connection and personal responsibility have changed every area of her life for the better, and she's on a mission to spread that word to others so that others can use that same approach to achieve success in their lives. Please welcome Maria Milagros.
Good afternoon, and happy Friday. Oh, happy Friday indeed. Thank you so much for that warm welcome, and thank you to Chris and to Peter and to the Worcester Business Journal for having me here today. I am ridiculously excited to be just in this space with all of these amazing women, and men too, but for me, really, it's really empowering to be in a space with so many incredible women. After spending some time speaking with and even just being around some of the honorees, I get it. I know why you're being honored, and it is completely deserved, and so congratulations to you 6. I love hearing people's stories. I love just knowing that stories are a way to connect us, to remind us that we're not alone on this planet and we're not alone in our experiences. So stories for me are really powerful, and it's a big part of what I do. I would like to just take a moment and share a story with you. I'm going to talk to you today about the power of mentorship and how every single person in this room is fully capable of becoming a mentor if you're not already. When I was in the 2nd grade, I remember sitting in my classroom and there was a knock at the door. When my teacher opened the door, this amazingly beautiful cocoa brown Latina woman came floating into the room. And I remember as she was talking that she was offering this free after-school dance class, and as she was talking, I remember just thinking, she stands so proud and so confident. I want to stand like that one day. And I remember as I was watching her, just how beautiful she carried herself, I thought, I want to be like that someday. So as soon as I got home, I ran into the house and I begged my mother to please sign me up for the dance class. And fortunately, she did. So the dance teacher's name was Miss Ray. And little did I know when I joined her simple dance class that she would positively impact every area of my life until still today. The first thing Miss Ray taught us to do was to walk. And I know what you're thinking. You go, Maria, you're in the 2nd grade. What are you talking about? Thank you for asking, and allow me to clarify. She had us all line up on one side of the room and said, walk to the other side of the room. And we did, and she watched. And then as we walked again, she very kindly, very gently gave us direction, like, hold your head up. You are strong. Walk like that. Be proud of who you are. And it was the first time in my life that someone gave me permission to walk like that. It was so powerful, this first dance class that I had ever had with Miss Ray. I remember she would always say, head up, shoulders down, back straight. That's how you walk. Head up, shoulders down, back straight. She taught me not just how to walk, but how to carry myself. And like I said, for someone like me, this was a big deal. I was a poor Puerto Rican girl who grew up in the Bronx, and I was constantly being told who I was not going to be, what I was not going to do, and that I was less than, constantly. So to have someone say, head up, shoulders down, back straight. She taught me that dance, as an expression, was love and connection for myself, for others, and for something greater. She didn't just say it, though. She lived it. Have you ever seen those people and you watch them live it and then you look at them and say, I don't know what it is, but I want that. And it's not that it's perfect, it's that it's real. And I knew I want that. Dance class quickly became my sanctuary. It was the only place in my life where I felt safe enough to like myself, never mind to love myself. I was challenged to grow and I was pushed to create because I was taught in that space that I was intelligent and creative. Her guidance through her gifts and knowledge, her lessons and her direction, her sharing of her stories changed my life. I often think of her when I have a moment, even still, where I forget who I am or I forget how to walk accordingly. Head up, shoulders down, back straight. She was my mentor. On a slightly different note, many years later as an adult, I often took the bus into work. And I remember this one day as I'm riding the bus into work, I'm lost in thought and I'm really having this mental battle because I was offered at 18 years old the manager's position of the clothing store that I worked at. And I remember thinking, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, they're crazy, I don't know what they were thinking, and I'm having this battle in my head. And sitting right across from me on the bus was this older Caucasian woman and she was smiling. And I couldn't help but snap out of my moment, and I smiled back. And that gave her permission, and she said, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I'm fine. I'm having this like mental battle. I have a decision to make. And I love it because she said, which would be worse and have more regret, saying yes or saying no? And I went, oh, well, saying no. And she said, well, then you better say yes. And I remember laughing a little, and then I thought, oh my gosh, I can't. And the terror came back over me. This woman, this stranger, stood up, walked over to me, sat next to me, and put her hand on my hand. This stranger touched a stranger, and she looked me in the eyes, and she said, whatever it is, you can do this. Hold your head up, say yes, you can do this. And like in a movie, the bus dings, she gets up, she starts walking towards the end of the bus. This is not real. And right before she goes down the stairs, she stops and looks back. And she does this thing where she picks her head up. She rolled her shoulders back and she straightened up her back and she mouthed the words, you can do this. And she got off the bus. I never saw her again. She was my mentor. Whether everyone in this room can think of someone, somewhere along the way, who gave you direction, knowledge, guidance, gifts, and stories. That someone could have been like Miss Ray, or they could have been like the lady on the bus. Think about where you are right now in your life, and think about the people who mentored and coached you along the way, whether for a few years or for a few minutes. Think about what they did, and please know that you are equally capable of making those kind of impacts in someone else's life. You have it in you. And what a gift it would be to your mentors to pay it forward and to do that for others. I think about some of the women who inspire me today. Sheryl Sandberg, the COO of Facebook, has called her former college professor, Larry Summers, her most powerful mentor. PepsiCo CEO, Indra Nooyi, says that without her mentors, she would not be where she is today. Oprah Winfrey pays tribute to her mentor, Maya Angelou, regularly. And Maya Angelou stated that one of her mentors, a neighbor who took her to the library and introduced her to literary classics, was the reason why she eventually started writing and then speaking after 6 years of being nonverbal from a traumatic assault. I say to myself, thank goodness for those mentors who empowered those women who inspire me and maybe even you today. Where would we be without the legacy of mentors? Where would I be? We have to keep this going. You see, our planet's most valuable asset is mankind. And when we take the time to invest in that asset, in each other, we are saying yes to a greater future. What greater gift can we give back to this planet than our willingness to give of ourselves, to give of our time, and to guide another? And you don't have to be perfect. You just have to show up and keep showing up. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. Maya Angelou said, in order to be a mentor, an effective one must care. You must care. You don't have to know the square miles in Idaho, and you don't need to know the chemical makeup of chemistry or of blood or of water. You just need to know what you know and care about what you know. You need to care about the person that you're sharing it with. Mrs. Ray cared about dance, and she knew how dance could not just change a body, but could change a person. She cared about us. She cared about me, and she made me care about me. That lady on the bus, that stranger, she cared about me too. And to this day, she still shapes who I am and how I treat other people. A lot of people stop themselves from mentoring because even in their accomplishments and achievements, even in their greatness, they wonder if they have anything to give. Well, okay. So allow me to fill you in on who you are. That's what I'm here for. You are 1 in 7 billion people on the planet. You are 1 in 7 billion. Scientifically speaking, the chances of you being here is 1 in 550 trillion. 550, comma, 000, comma, 000, comma, 000. That is the chance of you, the unique version of who you are right now in this moment, sitting in this seat. That is the chance of you being here. So what does that mean? It hurts my head to think about the size of that number. It means that there is no one else on this planet like you. Never has been and never will be. It means that you are here on purpose and not by chance. It means that no one else can do what you can do the way that you can do it. This means that you have something that no one else has and you can offer to a young girl like, I don't know, a second grader sitting in a classroom wanting permission to hold her head up, or a young lady on a bus struggling to believe in herself. You can impact their lives because she is me and she is you and she is out there and she is waiting for us. She is waiting for us to show up in our imperfect perfection for her. Our impact in someone's world could consequently impact the entire world. I think about that when I think about Maya Angelou. Thank God that neighbor took her to the library because she is such an inspiration to me. And we get to be a part of that. What a gift. The best part about this is that there are no rules. You can offer your time once a year, you can offer it once a month, you can offer it once a week. You can offer it in the arts, in education, in business, or in empowering others. You get to decide. Connect with an agency that has a mentoring program, start one at your own company, contact your local high school or college, sit with your daughter's friend. You get to decide. I simply implore you to please take all of the intelligence and the creativity and the wonder and the magnificence and the unique splendor that you are and share it with someone who isn't aware that those very same attributes live within them. Someone needs to be reminded that they are 1 in 7 billion and they don't need to be a copy of anyone else. Someone needs to be reminded that they are here on purpose and they are capable of greatness. And you have the capacity to do that for them. Oprah Winfrey said that a mentor is someone who allows you to see hope inside of yourself. What a gift. So let's be intentional about showing up authentically and giving permission by example. Let us be intentional about showing the path to another, about making a connection that will impact a lifetime even if we can't see it. Let us be intentional about telling someone that we believe in them, about being the ray of sunshine in someone's life with our education, our knowledge, our caring, our hope, and our love. Let us be intentional about sharing our stories with the next generation and reminding them that they are not alone on the planet and they are not alone in their experiences. Because of the example of Miss Ray, I currently volunteer to teach dance weekly. I don't share this for accolades. I share this to let you know that I get just as much from them as they do from me. I find in mentoring in this capacity that I am pushed, I am held accountable, I am held teachable, and I get to pay it forward. And I do it not because I have to, but I do it because I get to. I get to show up every week with those girls and say, head up, shoulders down, back straight, you can do this. And they believe me, and then they do. And if I get to do it, so do you. I would like to end with this quote by Madeleine Albright. She said, "There's a special place in hell for women who don't help other women." Do I really think you're going to hell? No. Maybe, I don't know, no. But I do think that you'd be missing out on an amazing opportunity to expand this planet's greatness, to expand your own greatness, to tap into the greatness of someone else. I do believe you'd be missing out on the opportunity to evolve and to create unknown ripple effects and to leave a generation with permission to love themselves and to tap into all that they are. I believe that you'll be missing out on teaching someone something that could be really simple, like how to walk. Head up, shoulders down, back straight. Or to look someone in the eyes and say, you got this, you can do this. So thank you to the honorees and to everyone in this room for showing up today. Thank you for being outstanding. Thank you for sharing yourself and your gifts with all of us. Thank you for your most valuable time. If you're already involved in mentoring, thank you for investing in our planet's greatest asset, each other. And if you're not, I want to say gracias. Thank you in advance for intentionally choosing to be a mentor in someone's life and using your story to help change the way someone writes theirs. Head up, shoulders down, back straight. You got this. Thank you.
We have a nice commemorative book about the heart of the Commonwealth, Central Mass, for Maria. She was terrific. I just want to ask you a question since, you finished on time. Can you tell us sometimes that doesn't happen. Can you tell us just a second about your book? Maria's written a book, and she just started her business, I think, at the beginning of this year, this consulting business. Can you just tell us what that's about?
You want me to talk about my book and my business? Shh. I'm going to say yes, because I learned from the lady on the bus. Yes, so thank you for this. So I wrote a book at the beginning of the year. It's called Super Sparkly Everything. And it's kind of funny because I don't wear a lot of sparkly, glittery things, but it's more about being a super sparkly person on the inside and letting that light illuminate the light for others. And in the story, in the book, I share pieces of my past, which are not so sparkly, and some of the things that I had to deal with growing up, including different types of abuse and other things. And it's just a way for me to share my story with other people, especially women, and to remind them that regardless of what happens in our past, we get to decide how the story gets written from here on out. And so in writing the book, I was able to not just share these stories, but also share some of the things that I did to get myself out of the place of depression, away from carrying the baggage of abuse and things like that. And I find that, and I say to women all the time, the book is meant as a template. Maybe you do the things that are in the book and they work for you, great. If not, it's just a light to remind you that, again, no matter where you come from, no matter what you've been through, you deserve all the greatness that life has to offer. And to me, that's super sparkly everything, right? So that's the name of the book. Yeah.
Beautiful. So there you go.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was terrific. So in our follow-up to attendees, we'll make sure that you get Maria's contact info. I ended up watching some of her YouTube videos, and they are just dynamite. They're these great little 7-8 minute snippets, and she's obviously a terrific communicator. So thank you. And by the way, so in those little gift bags for our winners, there is actually a copy of Maria's book, right, Chris? In each one of those. So we'll pull one out and wave it from the stage when somebody gets a hold of it, all right? Thank you, that was terrific. So I'm going to turn the mic over to our editor, Brad Kane, who's going to make a few comments and then also do the first introduction. Brad.
So again, before we jump into honoring the winners, I just wanted to take a brief moment to talk about the process, which is really just talking about the judges who take the time to do essentially a thankless job, but I will thank them now, so it's not entirely thankless. So this year, WBJ had 48 nominations of 42 women. Some of them were very lengthy, including one of yours, I won't say who. And through the combined expertise of our three judges, we arrived with this year's wonderful class for our 9th annual Outstanding Women in Business Awards. So if you could join me in showing our appreciation to the judges, they are Katie Crockett, who's the Executive Vice President at Lamro Pagano, Noreen Mirage, a leader in the field of digital innovation and learning and development, and Jim Notario, Vice President of Deposit Operations and Information Management at Fidelity Bank. All right, now on to the winners. A self-described fixer of complex problems, Angelo Boville has gone from CFO to COO to President and CEO of Essentia Care Alliance, where she has developed a new business strategy aimed at changing how services are provided in the nonprofit sector. Difficulties abound for immigrants and refugees, and federal health care changes and Medicaid cuts put further pressure on Essentia's clients. Yet Angela has organized strategic responses to these challenges and continues to seek out innovative solutions. Recently, Angela has been spending much of her time advocating for funding in Washington, D.C. Major components of Angela's success include her complete understanding of the organization, her enthusiasm for the mission, and her vision for the future. Angela possesses an unwavering belief in those around her and inspires all members of the community to unlock their full potential. She believes anything is possible and shows it in the way she approaches her work. Now let's hear from a few colleagues what they have to say about Angela.
Angela is a true visionary leader. She can see around corners somehow, and she anticipates and plans for things that other people just don't see.
She's always looking to see how can I really continue to sustain this level of commitment? How can we continue to provide services above and beyond what is expected of us?
Her enthusiasm is immeasurable, and her commitment to success is unparalleled.
I'm slightly crazy. You know, I believe with all my heart and soul that it's possible. But you have to believe that with all your heart and soul. You can't put something in halfway. You've got to dial it all the way up to 10 and let it go.
I can't tell you how many times I've witnessed Angela hearing, no, you can't do this, or we don't want you to do it this way, or we're not interested in supporting you in whatever it is you're trying to do, and have her say, okay, that's fine, thank you, I'm going to do it anyway. And she does it with a smile. There's no animosity, or malice anywhere. It's just, we're going to do it. We're not going to let other people tell us what we can and can't do. We have a mission and a passion, and she is very dedicated to doing what she knows is right.
This world that we're in is hard. The work that we're doing is hard. And the beauty comes from the relationships we have from each other, and the encouragement and the hope that we give each other to know that all things are possible.
We all walk out of a meeting with her, and we're walking in there thinking, oh my God, there's no way. Like, we have just so much going on, and we walk out of that table like energized and charged, ready to take on the world.
She makes a point to bring her ideas and her enthusiasm and her thinking to all of us throughout the organization, and that really matters.
I think the trick is understanding that you already are enough. And what makes you amazing is to be just you, just the way you are, and take the risks and be vulnerable and look silly and look stupid and make mistakes, because that's how you learn.
Congratulations, Angela. this award is yours. You deserve this. I don't know if you sleep. I don't know where this energy comes from and this passion and commitment that you have, but know that you are inspiring many.
Congratulations, Angela. You're one of a kind and a true friend, and I'm so happy to be here to celebrate you in this moment.
For her leadership, unwavering determination, and dedication to the work of the community that she serves, please join me in recognizing Angelo Boville.
Can you all hear me okay? No, I don't play by the rules. Can you hear me? Okay, so I do much better when I move. I don't do so hot if I have to stand in one place, so I'm going to make a challenge for everybody, but I'll do better this way. So I have a little story to share. The story is back when I was taking my MBA from Boston University, I had a class called Executive Presence. What the heck is that, right? Sounds a little odd, and I thought it was odd. And I walked into class one morning, it was a 2 series, and this woman is standing in front of the class and her hair's everywhere. And she's got sort of wrinkly clothes going on. I'm like, I'm gonna learn something from her. This is executive presence, I'm not sure about that. And I thought, wow, okay. And then my teammate said to me, he's like, I think we're supposed to get up in front of class and say something. Oh my God. No. And I'm wearing plaid, I got a plaid shirt, like a sport jacket, got the plain shirt, got the plain pants, and I got hair up over my ears because back in those days, I'm supposed to play by somebody else's rules. I'm supposed to be somebody other than me because that's how you succeed, right? Key. So I'm going to try to be quick about this, but what I'm going to tell you is she got me up in front of the classroom, one of 44 men, there was only 7 women, I was the only one that was married with kids. And she said to me, she says, okay, I want you to speak. And I said, all right, fine. And I get up and I said, my name is so-and-so. She said, stop. She says, I want more of you. What do you mean more? I don't do more. Okay, louder? She said, oh, you can try that. So I did louder. I'm going to do a little bit louder. Okay, fine. No, she stopped me 7 seconds. I'm like, okay. She says, no, go out to the door and sashay in. You gotta be kidding me right about now. I'm gonna throw up on my shoes and you want me to sashay? I'm like, what do you mean, like this? And she's like, yeah, no big. Okay, fine, I'm gonna walk out, I'm gonna sashay in. And I'm like, okay, I got this. Stop. No, that's not what I meant. Bigger. Fine. It took me 7 rounds to get this. 7 embarrassing rounds until finally I went, and I'm Angela and I've got this and we're gonna do this and whatever. She's like, there you are. Don't ever leave again. Oh. That's the you have to give to everybody else. And that's my advice to all of you. We have something, every single one of us has something to give, something to share, something to bring the world. It is not doing anyone any favors if you hang on to it. Yeah. So give it to them. Even if it is making you look ridiculous by sashaying across.
Wow, and she's first, huh? Oh boy. Dr. Susan West-Engelmeyer from Nicholls has our next introduction. The bar is high.
No pressure, anyone. Peggy Briggs is a co-managing principal at the environmental engineering firm Epsilon Associates, which is headquartered in Maynard. After working for a firm that was later sold to a larger group, Peggy, along with 6 other co-workers, founded Epsilon Associates. The real estate development projects her firm has worked on include the MGM Springfield, the redevelopment of Ludlow Mills, the $565 million City Square project in Worcester, the Chicopee River Business Park, and Berklee College of Music campus. and her firm has also contributed to the Fort Devens redevelopment, Boston's Fan Pier, the Seaport Square project, and the new Boston Garden redevelopment. That is one impressive list. Peggy has distinguished herself and her company in a field largely dominated by men. She served as a wise guide and mentor to a number of associates who are seeking to follow in her footsteps, with Peggy stressing the importance of honesty, hard work, and respect. She also manages to find a healthy work-life balance, raises 3 children with her husband Rick, and is an avid golfer and skier. Understand you're an amazing golfer. Let's tee up the video where friends and associates have more to say about Peggy.
I think Peggy's greatest strength is her ability to see the big picture, not get bogged down in the details, and to just, to be able to take a step back and look at the overall situation rather than getting caught up in it.
She has a great ability to think in other people's shoes. She can picture herself as a client. She doesn't say, gee, what's best for Epsilon in this case necessarily. She's always working and advocating for her clients.
The most important lessons I've learned from my mom are to be really calm and level-headed, and most importantly to be independent. She's just a really good role model for women in business, and she's always been a really good role model for, if you want to make change, and if you want something to be different, do whatever it takes and make it how you want it.
I hope that the way I go about my job reflects what I've learned from Peggy.
I think I'm very calm, pretty easy to get along with. I try to keep a good sense of humor. One piece of advice I got early in my career was, when in doubt, tell the truth. And when you're strategizing on a project, or you're going to pitch your project, and people say, what should we say about this? And just remembering, just tell the truth. Be trustworthy and honest, and don't try to take shortcuts.
One of the things that Peggy brings to the table is that she has a sense of humor. She's enjoyable to work with. She exudes competence. It's going to get done.
I think she's driven. I think she has the interest to do fascinating work and to really sculpt the present and the future of the city of Boston.
She really understands how to hire people and how to work with people in ways that really play to their strengths.
The best thing that I ever did was to join Peggy at Epsilon and be a part of that, and I really appreciate that opportunity.
She brought me to Epsilon more than 15 years ago now, and at the time I knew it was a launching point for my career, but I never would have guessed that a decade and a half later I would be with the same company doing fascinating work, and she's made that possible.
I'm really proud of her, and I'm not at all surprised to hear that she's getting this award.
A dedicated and highly accomplished leader in her industry, please join me in recognizing Peggy Briggs.
Well, now I know why there are tissues on every table. Thank you to the Worcester Business Journal first, and also congratulations to the other recipients. It's quite a honorable group to be within. I also want to thank my family. They've been obviously very supportive. My mother's here today. My husband, who stood behind me when we started Epsilon, and Ted Barton and my other partners. Without such a team effort, Epsilon would absolutely not be what it is today. And it was the best business decision I ever made. We all worked together. We were in a small firm where we had influence, control, really kind of calling the shots and running things. And that company was purchased by a larger company, which became a public company, which became a bigger public company, and we wanted out. So we all quit very fine jobs and hung out our shingle in the Digital Mill complex in Maynard just about exactly 20 years ago. And we have never looked back. It has been a fantastic experience. It's not for sale. We're not going that route, and the sense of personal control, influence, and managing the direction of the firm has really made an unbelievable career. And I think that goes for all of the members of our team, because they know we're all there for them and we're not selling the firm. One of the other things I'd just like to mention that I'm very proud of is the culture of the firm, which is, I think you've heard, I think that came through in the video actually, the respect and trust, the atmosphere of respect and trust throughout the firm. And in this day and age where respect of women sometimes doesn't seem to always come true, in the news today, it's pretty disturbing. I'm so proud of the atmosphere that we have developed throughout the firm and the young employees that we have mentored. I will say the young woman, not my daughter, but the other young woman, we picked right out of Middlebury, and she has just been, fantastic, and we've mentored her. One of our other partners who's here today also came from Middlebury. So, those are also some proud things to mention. And I really can't thank all of our employees enough for doing what they do and making Epsilon what it is today.
Ashley, you're up next. Ashley Allen from Health New England.
If you're going to come up on the podium, you have to follow the rules, or not. After I have the pleasure of introducing Karen Duffy, and after starting out as a teller and progressing through almost every position in the organization, Karen Duffy today sits at the top chair as president and CEO of Worcester Credit Union. While pursuing her business degree at Roger Williams University, Karen also became a young mother, introducing her to the juggling act she would pull off successfully for years to come. With her mother and grandmother serving as her inspiration, she has quickly become a visionary leader for many women in the finance field today. Giving back to the community has always been one of her values, and she serves as a number of organizations, including the Worcester Regional Research Bureau, where she currently is board president, Worcester Community Housing Resources, and Worcester Educational Development Foundation. In her spare time, Karen enjoys rowing as part of the, let's see if I can get this right, he stole my thunder, Quisigamon Rowing Club team, and spending quality time with her 4 grandchildren. And after getting to talk to her for a few minutes today, I would tell you that while she's passionate about rowing, her face lights up when she talks about her 4 grandsons, and even more so when she talks about teaching them to row. So now let's hear what others have to say about Karen.
I wouldn't be where I am today without my mom's mentorship. She instilled in me from very young the belief that you can do it, and I saw that example every day growing up. She's overcome adversity, and she's got a really strong head on her shoulders, and she's hopeful. She's optimistic.
She's very family-oriented, loves her daughters, loves her grandchildren. But is also driven about work and is also driven about enjoying herself.
She's not going to back down from anybody, and she's not going to let anybody walk over her. Karen's a person who very much cares about what she does. She cares about the credit union, she cares about its members.
She's always aware of what's going on. always on top of things, amazingly so, and you wonder how the heck does she find all the time to do all the things?
She is one persistent woman. And even if, she wants to do some race on a bucket list that, she wants all of us to do, and I'm thinking, really? You want to go to England and row? Are you crazy? But she'll make it happen.
From my perspective, my mom's greatest strength is she will do anything for her family. I mean, there have been tough times and she is always there for me, no matter what.
She's not going to make a decision off the cuff. It's going to be grounded in some very, very solid, factual foundation. She always knows she has a backup and information about why she's recommending a particular action to be taken or a particular role to be taken.
I think she knows that we value her friendship and she values ours. I really admire her tremendously in all aspects of her life.
She knows that you have to be involved in a community to better a community. You can't just let other people do the work, you have to get involved yourself. We thank you for all that you've done for the Worcester Credit Union, for its membership, and for the Worcester community.
I'd ask you to please congratulate Karen Duffy, but I think we were just doing that. Wow, you really do need the tissues. And I have to say two things up front. First, I apologize for not sitting at the table with the other honorees because, frankly, my parents are here, and I totally forgot that I was supposed to sit there until I looked over and saw all of you. So congratulations to all of you, too, and I missed having lunch with you. Anyway, thank you. Good afternoon, and congratulations to my fellow award recipients. First, I'd like to thank the Worcester Business Journal for hosting this wonderful event celebrating women in business, and the judges for choosing me as one of the recipients this year. I was really thrilled to get the call, so thank you very much. This year, for many reasons, both obvious in terms of current events and long-standing, as in the fight for equal pay and equal representation in government and leadership positions in business, it's critical for women to be recognized and to stand up as leaders and hold ourselves accountable for making positive change. The efforts I've made to be a good role model and contribute to our community over the course of my career are not enough, but I'm grateful for this recognition, and I will continue to work towards a better community and help other women succeed as often as I can. Next in line to be thanked are, of course, the colleagues and friends in business who nominated me. I was truly humbled when I heard that you all collaborated and contributed to the effort, taking the time to write such wonderful references. Thank you so much. You have all been and continue to be resources and inspirations to me. I'm very lucky to have so many representatives from my board here today. Some have been with me for over 2 decades. I would not have been able to devote my time and talent to the community without their support and guidance over the years, so I owe them my sincere thanks. And I'm more than lucky to have such a dedicated group lead the credit union and work with me to create value for our members, a positive and supportive workplace for our employees, and strong community ties through programs and services, so thank you all. Several members of my management team and staff are here today as well. I also want to thank them for their service to the credit union and our members and to our community efforts. We work as a team, and my success is due in no small part to them and all of my employees. Thank you. Finally, I am so pleased to have my family and friends here today, including one of my rowing quad mates who is out there, my sister, one of my daughters, and both my parents. I absolutely know that I would not be the woman I am without their love and support, and the love and support of all my family and friends. So thank you, and I love you.
Okay, and next I am inviting up Kate Alexander, who is the president of the Southbridge Credit Union and one of our sponsors of this event. Kate, it's all yours.
And the shortest one to present. Chris, if you ever ask me to be a presenter again, I call first. My makeup's running. I think there's a little dust. My allergies must be acting up today. It's my pleasure to be up here to present this to Jill LeBeau. Being a part of the community of people who are caring, compassionate, and respectful is Jill LeBeau's primary motivation in career and in her life. That came full circle for her in 2002 when she left her job as an attorney to pursue a career in human resources field, drawn by the goal of directly seeing outcomes as opposed to advising HR managers on their legal issues. Jill initially joined Fallon Health as a director of employee relations and staffing and was soon promoted to human resources business partner and is now Fallon's chief human resource officer and a senior vice president. Intent on giving others, particularly women, the same opportunities to grow at work, she has a sharp focus on promoting internal candidates and encourages the people she manages to choose roles fitting their career objectives, balanced with meaningful goals for their personal lives. Active in the community, Jill consults with the Boys and Girls Club of Worcester and is on the advisory board for Bottom Line, a nonprofit focused on getting low-income students through college. Jill is admired for her ability to identify and develop talent and for her wisdom, which she shares in balancing her career and her personal life. Let's hear some more of what others have to say.
Jill's a very genuine person. I see Jill as a very modern day, contemporary type leader. Things don't have to be rigid and structured.
She sees the glass as half full, and I've always admired that in her, and I think it helps to have that attitude because she brings creative solutions to the inevitable challenges that you encounter in the workplace.
So I like to leave people with the impression that I'm a kind person and my motivations tend to be positive. I think every interaction we have is really, really important.
One of the lessons I learned from Jill is to go with the flow. Don't let the little things bother you.
She empowers people to perform. People just want to get work done, get their deliverables in, just because of the person she is.
Jill cares, and she contributes in the community in a number of ways.
Sometimes I think people feel like they have to be involved with a community organization, and what I saw with Jill was that she wanted to be involved because not only did she think it was the right thing, but it was something that she just felt she had to do. It was a real desire and commitment with her. She's who we contact when we have the really difficult situations and when we need to have those difficult conversations with people. So she's just extremely reliable.
What I like the most about this recognition was learning who it was that nominated me and what they wrote in the nominations, because they're people that I really respect, and to know that they've been pleased to the extent where they would actually nominate me and write the letters of support they wrote. I mean, that's pretty neat.
She makes me want to be a better professional woman, a better mother, and a better person, and I'm thankful and grateful to call her my friend.
Congratulations, this is a well-deserved honor. Fallon Health and all of your colleagues are really proud of you.
Thank you for being there for the club and for our kids and for our staff, and you're a gift.
For her passion and devotion towards her career, her staff, and her community, please give a big hand for Jill.
Hi, that was a really nice video, so thanks to all of you that were part of it. It's a nice surprise to see some of you that were in it. It is such an honor to be nominated for this award, let alone to win it. I want to thank the Worcester Business Journal for putting a spotlight on women's career achievements, their commitment to the community, and their commitment to each other. I also want to recognize the other recipients today. It's a real honor to be recognized with all of you. So like many of us have said already, I really would not be here, particularly in my career where I am now, if it weren't for the support that I've gotten through the years. And you're going to hear I have some similarities to what Maria spoke to, because I've been very fortunate to have some very good mentors throughout my life. I first want to thank my family, my mother who's here now. She's always been in my corner. My daughter Peyton, who's also here, and my husband John, their constant support and patience through all the juggling. And thank you to my mentor. Linda St. John is here today. She owns a consulting firm, LSJ Consulting, and I've been fortunate to be mentored by Linda for 15 years. She gave me my first job in human resources when I made that career change. She gave me a director level position, part-time, a job that's not typically part-time. She let me do it. She had the confidence that I would still get the work done. And that was for the first 5 years of my daughter's life. One of the most precious gifts I've ever received. Linda's coached me. She's given me lots of opportunities, and she's always stretching my skills, pushing me to be in positions like the job I have now, where I'm constantly uncomfortable, scared, questioning, but also getting more satisfaction and more change than I ever could have hoped for. I want to thank my community partners, particularly those that participated in my nomination. Thanks to my colleagues at Fallon Health, several of them are here. We work so hard. We are in health insurance, not an easy field, but we still manage to keep smiles on our faces. I'm fortunate to be a leader at an organization like Fallon Health. The culture at Fallon Health incorporates everything that this award recognizes. We are a mission-driven organization committed to the community. Community involvement is supported and it's encouraged. 81% of our workforce is female. 74% of our leadership is female. Still a little bit of a gap, but we are closing in. I have directly benefited from this culture through my opportunities to be involved in the community, through the career advancement opportunities I've been given. And when I think about why I'm being recognized today, it's really only because I'm paying it forward. And really, Maria, it was in here already. I know you. And I'm just trying to give other people the same opportunities that have been given to me. Thank you.
Okay, and our next introducer is Lea Lampson. Lea is the chair of the board of the Women's Initiative of the United Way of Central Massachusetts. Big, long title, gives her time to walk up here. Okay, Lea.
Thank you, Peter. I'm just happy I didn't have to sashay up here. The daughter of 2 Vietnamese refugees who spoke no English when they arrived in the U.S., Ivy has shown her strength and dedication to finding her own path to success and has inspired many around her to advocate for themselves and reach for the stars. Hard work, creativity, and passion all show up in her personal and professional achievements, which are significant for someone of her age. At 31, Ivy became the youngest person in over a century to become a partner at Worcester's Bowditch & Dewey. She's found a way to give her all as an attorney and continues to go above and beyond in serving the community through a number of organizations, and I'm happy to serve with Ivy on the board of the United Way. Ivy was a 2016 recipient of the YWCA's prestigious Catherine F. Erskine Award and has become a role model for women and girls who struggle to pursue their dreams and recognize their personal values. Let's hear what those in the Worcester community have to say about Ivy.
Well, I think what's most important about Ivy is that she has an appetite for success.
I think her drive for giving back to the community that helped make her is one of the things that makes her stand out.
So my parents were refugees from Vietnam. They came to the United States in the 70s. And well, we were super poor. So their whole thing was, if you're gonna do it, you gotta be the best at it and you gotta stand out. So I'm trained to just literally try to be the best. And I think that that works really well. It translates really well in everything I do.
She serves as a role model and an advocate for working hard. So a role model to show that you can actually achieve anything you want to do no matter your circumstances, but an advocate for no one's going to do this work for you, do it yourself.
She cares about people, and whether that's caring about clients and doing an extraordinary job as a lawyer, or caring about the community and making sure it succeeds, and caring about other people, making sure they succeed, I think those are the characteristics which make her a great person.
She's real, she's genuine, and she's got deep feelings for all the things that have happened in her life and the success that she's had, and she shares that success with the people that helped her get there. She's a terrific example of what we all should aspire to be.
I think people appreciate me or like me because they can say, she's real. That's who she is in front of you is the same as who she is in front of a judge, is the same as who she is in front of her friends.
You go, girl, Ivy. Congratulations.
You got spunk and you got character and you're willing to work really hard.
I would just like to say thank you, Ivy. Thank you for the type of person you are, for the work you do in our community, and for being the role model and leader that you have been and will be in the future.
For her leadership role in one of Worcester's top law firms and her deep commitment to the top law firm, and her deep commitment to the Central Mass community, please give a big hand to Ivy Nguyen.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. So I don't have anything prepared because I had a feeling that I would be repeating what all these other great women were saying. But a common theme that I've heard today is mentorship. And I think we focus a lot on, in this space, we focus a lot on mentoring people in the professional world. But I think we can't lose sight of mentoring the young girls, right? So we always talk about climbing the corporate ladder once we get there, but I think the issue is getting more girls to even get to the ladder, so for the first rung. So like what Maria was saying about Miss Ray, I think we have a lot of Miss Rays in our community, and we are very lucky for that, but the only way to sort of make it keep going is to support the organizations that have the Miss Rays, you know. So we have the Women's Initiative, the YWCA, Girls Inc. Like, these are women who are really trying to capture little girls who look like me, right? Little girls who maybe have parents who love them, but literally have no access to confidence building skills or financial freedom classes, you know. These are the things that we should be supporting. So it's whether we are mentoring people by spending our time or literally, you know, write a check. Write a check to the United Way. Write a check to Girls Inc. Like, these are the things that we should be focusing on. And we are in positions now. I'm in a position now. I'm writing checks to everybody because they'll clear next month. But it's one of those things where it's like, people say they don't have time. Fine. If you don't have time, you have money. So I sort of implore you to focus on these great organizations that we have that are supporting young women in our city, and, you know, don't make it so hard for them to help us help ourselves, and you know, basically help them. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay, and I get to do, who's still sitting there? Sheryl, you're next. Sheryl Eidinger Taylor. She's the president and chief Chief Operating Officer of ERA Realty Services, and is responsible for the management and growth of this large and successful real estate agency, which has 14 offices, more than 350 agents, and nearly $500 million in annual sales. Her leadership skills and dedication to helping others prosper has led the company to be recognized as one of the top agencies in the state, as well as one of the top ERA agencies in the country, and that is top 10 out of 2,400 ERA agencies. So, you know, right up there in the right number of the 1%. We refer to that 1%. That's a good 1% to be in. Well, they're all probably good as long as you're writing checks, right? Serving as a role model for her family and associates, Sheryl is also involved in her community, where she serves as treasurer at the Trinity Episcopal Church, on the Boston chapter of the Women's Council of Realtors, and with the Uxbridge Parents Advisory Council, as well as many other organizations she supports through the company. Sheryl's leadership skills and high-energy persona have encouraged many of the women she works with to push through barriers and exceed their goals. Let's hear what some others have to say about Sheryl.
One of the things that really makes Sheryl stand out from others in the industry and as a leader is how she approaches situations, in my mind. She is really able to address difficult situations in a very positive manner so that everyone can learn from the situation and become better leaders themselves.
Sheryl has an amazing story, in my opinion. She was a single mom when she got into the business, and she was able to build her business to a level where she was then able to take on leadership roles in the company. And I think that's where a lot of women who start off in real estate want to be, and a lot of us want to be like Sheryl. She's really taken ERA Key Real Estate Services to a whole other level.
She's been an agent, she's been a sales manager, she's been a regional sales manager, and then moving into more of a COO and then president role. And so what's unique is she really does have the full understanding of the entire operation, all the steps involved, and really what it takes to continue allowing our company to move forward and continue being highly successful.
I have no idea how she keeps track of as many people and places and everybody's individual situation as she does. She knows exactly what's going on in everybody's life, whether it's at work, whether it's a difficult transaction, whether it's something going on at home. She really makes every single person in the company feel like they're worthy of being in the company. She pays attention to everybody, she knows everybody's names, and she contributes to everybody's success. Like, she really wants each individual person to succeed, not just in real estate, but as people.
She really has assisted me in having a better understanding of how to conduct business and conduct myself as a professional, and I thank her for that.
Sheryl, thanks for being there for 15 years of my career and for just giving me advice along the way, personally and professionally. I really have appreciated it.
Sheryl, I just wanted to say congratulations on this award. You truly are an industry titan.
I'm just so very pleased that Sheryl has been nominated today for this award. She has always been such a leader in our industry, but also a leader in our community. And I'm just so very pleased to see that she's getting the recognition for all that she has done over the years. And I wish her the very best.
So she's on the top of her game in a very competitive industry. We'll hand out the plaque and then I'll give you the mic, all right?
So I'm in the same spot. I think what needs to be said has been said so many times, I don't want to say it again, but I will quickly thank the judges for taking the time to go through all of the Thank you, I'm too short too. Taking their time to go through all of those nominations and narrow it down to 6, I'm sure that was no easy task. And I'd also like to thank the Worcester Business Journal for putting this event on, because it's been an inspiring event, listening to everybody's stories and listening to Maria, which was phenomenal. I feel like my list of thank yous is more a list of blessings than anything else. I'm blessed to have my children, 2 of them here today, and husband also here, and family who love and support and champion me and make this possible. They put up with me too when I work too much and when I'm crazy. And I've been blessed to have serendipitously found a career in real estate over 27 years ago. It's been a wild ride, from kind of learning the business from the ground up, as they mentioned in the video, first in sales, then in management, and about 13 years ago into the leadership of our company. I feel so blessed that I wake every day and I feel excited to go to work. I'm so thrilled to be able to go and do something that I really enjoy and that it's hard to stop at the end of the day. I don't want to stop because I'm enjoying what I'm doing. We're creating and recreating and impacting people and consumers, their lives through their real estate transaction, as well as people in our organization. Many of them are here today. And it's such a wonderful blessing to have that ability to do that every day. I'm blessed to work with an incredible group of employees and real estate agents. Many of our employees have been with us for a very long time. Sorry, I was sniffling earlier too. And many of our agents have been with us for a very long time. And it's just a wonderful, supportive environment where we all empower and help each other to grow both personally and professionally. And it's probably not an accident. Maybe that was more by design that happened. But it certainly makes it easier to go every day and tackle another project and take on some new things every day and impact people more again. And so my wish, I guess, would be for everyone in this room, if they haven't already, because I think many of them have, to find that passion that makes you feel really inspired to get up in the morning and to go out, because I think we'll accidentally mentor many people when they see us, really involved and excited doing what we're doing, and I think we'll touch people accidentally, sometimes on purpose, sometimes accidentally, when they see that, because that passion is contagious. And if we all found that passion and went out there every day, we could harness that energy and we'd make an incredible mark on our short time here for others. So that's really my goal. Thank you very much again.
A phenomenal group. So I just want to say couple notes, and then we'll wrap things up. This is supposed to be done by 2:00. We're right on time. Brad mentioned earlier when he mentioned our judges, he listed Katie Crockett as one of our judges, and Katie was Executive VP of Lamoureux Pagano. And Jill, this relates to your issue of women moving up into the senior ranks. And I know Mike Pagano, the principal of that firm, is retiring at the end of the year. Guess who the new president's going to be? Katie Crockett. Oh, she's here. There she is right there. So Jill, it's happening. It's happening everywhere. It's good stuff. Anyways, like to thank all of our sponsors, Health New England, Nicholls College, supporting sponsors, Southbridge Credit Union, the Women's Initiative of the United Way, and Revelation Productions, and Curry Printing, Elevation Exhibits, Envision Digital Group, who did a fabulous job on these videos, Ron Boulay, who's here on stage taking pictures, Pepper's Artful Events, fabulous food, and Tuckerman Hall. And let's just wrap it up with one big hand for this fabulous group on stage. There we go. Woo! Thank you so much for coming and supporting everyone. Yeah, sure. All right.